Welcome to At Your Service, where we are truly at your service. I'm Casey Alexander.
I'm Mia Noel.
And I'm Emerson Elledge. Today we will be talking about project-based learning, what it is and also how you can implement it into your own community.
So true. So for those that haven't seen the last few episodes, we're changing up the format. This used to be a podcast called You Broke It, Let's Fix It. But that class has graduated and we take over the podcast. And so we're changing it just a little bit. It'll be shorter episodes. We're going to have a 16 episode season, right?
I believe
18.
so.
18? Oh, dang. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to have an 18 episode season.
And also we are going to be we're releasing 8 episodes, which will be more, general overviews over subjects, just like project-based learning. And then later on, we're going to bring in at least one expert for a more in-depth episode about each topic. Yeah. I hope you enjoy.
Yeah, with that being said,
let's dive into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so first, what is project-based learning?
Well, project-based learning is a dynamic classroom approach that involves a student-based mentality through which students gain deeper knowledge through active exploration of real-world challenges and problems.
Cool, but what does that mean?
Okay, so you know how in most classes that you take, it's like a chapter by chapter sort of thing, and then, you study everything for like a big test, and then once the test is over, you forget all of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's not do that, because that doesn't really help you in the real world, right? Like you have to, learn skills gradually and then, actually implement them in like your everyday life and, reuse the skills.
Especially
and keep it in your brain.
For finals, if you forgot what happened at the beginning of the year.
So project-based learning sort of has you kind of like, work towards learning the skills yourself as opposed to being like taught them directly, and also learning the skills for, a project. Like let's say I were like a science teacher and I wanted to like teach my kids about electricity. I could either lecture at them for, 2 weeks on end about, electrons, I think.
Yeah, that seems right.
Or I could have them, try to make an alarm clock out of a potato, and then they could teach themselves, how it works, and then figure out like what works and what doesn't. So it's like more, trial and error sort of thing.
So it's less like learning by talking and more learning by doing.
Yes.
Like hands-on learning?
Yeah.
It's more hands-on approach. So with that, why is that like important in just the overall general view?
I think for me personally, it's like a lot of people say like hands-on learning helps you remember it better because it's something that you actually experience rather than something that someone tells you happens.
And also it's not really memorization based. It's more like, I don't know what it is based, but like it is like
Project based. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So project-based learning also helps out with like personal and social responsibility. Mm-hmm. So it'll like build your own like life skills, like strong communication, because if you're working in groups then you have to like communicate, and delegation, cross-cultural understanding, because you're again working with more than one person, like visualizing what needs to happen and then making it happen. Decision making, and also understanding of technology. So it's not just a way of learning, it's like a way of working together almost.
And so then if students learn to take responsibility for their own learning, then they will form the basis of the way that they will work with others in their future lives.
And it can accommodate for varying learning styles and differences.
So project-based learning is really important to classes, because if you're just redoing math problems, right? Like if you're just redoing math problems, yeah, you're gonna learn it, but eventually you're just gonna forget how to do it.
Yeah.
So with project-based learning, you would learn how to like actively solve problems, right? As we said, it'll help with creativity, which like you can apply thinking skills.
Skills.
Yeah, skills, that's the word. You can apply like creative thinking skills and like innovate and do all this sort of stuff to come up with new and possibly better solutions, which is probably how we're gonna advance in life and stuff.
Nice. And it helps with self-confidence, because like once you start getting things right, it's like, all right, well, I know how to do this now,
Yeah.
Like I remember in like 2nd and 3rd grade, I had teachers like that didn't really teach like with like a project-based learning style. And so I went into 4th grade and I was like, okay, I'm going to just be as quiet as I can and like let them take control of it, because even if I get the answer right, what if I don't get it right?
Yeah.
You know, like what if I am actually an idiot and I don't deserve to be here, which is called imposter syndrome. Fun fact.
Different episode, but we'll get there.
But that is relatable.
But then I had a teacher in 4th grade who, he was an interesting teacher, but he did teach us mostly in, you know, forms of projects and, you know, like real world applications to things. Like he brought in his bicycle for us to repair, just to teach us, you know, how to use tools and also like figure out like the area of, or the surface area of his bike. And in that class, I started gaining more and more confidence, and I really probably wouldn't be in like the academic situation that I am today without project-based learning.
Yeah, so with that, it also like helps promote curiosity, especially with that project-based like style you said, right? So if you bring in a bike, kids are gonna wonder like, why is there a bike in my classroom?
And because, you know, kids want to destroy things, like they want to cause chaos.
Yes.
And so imagine being told, hey, you can destroy this.
Yeah, hey, take apart this bike.
You just have to fix it.
Yeah, take apart this bike. However, use these tools that I'm giving you to put it back together. And that can, not only lead to a future in like repair, like that's mechanical, like that's a thing that you could go into as a career.
Yeah, they could like discover their passion.
But yeah, I mean, so if you're repairing bikes like as a child and you're like, hey, this is actually a really cool thing that I can do really well, then you can take that into a career and make a fair amount of money, because as far as I'm aware, there's not that many bike mechanics in the world.
Like for me personally, I actually cannot think of any examples of like your teacher doing that for like a class that I was in.
Ouch.
And kind of like if I wanted to take like a look back at my academic career, I would agree that I've definitely lost confidence.
Yeah.
And
like,
lost curiosity to learn more in class. For my point of view, I don't have a lot of confidence in myself, but I would say I'm pretty good with memorizing things. So I've been able to do well under a system without project-based learning.
Yeah.
Because I can memorize things, and I like, if someone tells me something is like this way, I'll just be like, okay. All right, I see how it is, but okay.
Yeah, so going back to that like curiosity point, project-based learning helps it helps kids ask why
things happen instead of just
like,
taking it for face value.
This is how math works here.
Yeah, like as someone who doesn't really have that much experience with that, I don't normally ask why something happens. Yeah. It's just not something I ask.
I have always been like the kind of person that wants to know why. I've, you know, like a naturally curious person. Like that's how I can best understand, you know, a subject. Like I need to like know why. Like, okay, sure, like this is like a rule in calculus, but why is it? Like, why does it work like this?
Yeah, why does it happen?
But also, like, calculus is, like, made up and, like, math isn't real.
Dude, that's so true, though. Oh, my gosh. All right, so moving on. I think we should probably wrap this episode up, right? Oh, that's right. So with each segment, we are our assistant there. Is it each episode? No, I thought it was each segment. Oh, no, it is each episode. We decide to have a joke. And by that, I mean our assistant, Addison, decides to have a joke. And this time... Why do math books always look so sad? They are full of problems. Oh. It's problematic. That doesn't make sense.
Not really.
Thank you so much for watching. What's the next episode?
What is the next episode?
The next episode will be what? Biases.
Yeah.
What are they? They don't exist.
Yes.
No, I'm joking, obviously.
Yeah, no.
It's about implicit bias and
how you can avoid it.
Yeah, or how you can unlearn your past behaviors.
Yeah. So stay tuned for that. That should be coming out next week. That being said, have a great day, and we have been at your service.
Bye.